Hi, and welcome to The Real Deal with Deb. As a realtor with over 35 years' experience, I've learned many valuable lessons along the way that helped create a successful business. Throughout my journey, I also studied for personal growth emotional intelligence, which is the ability to manage both our own emotions and understand the emotions of people around us. I realized not only the immense value that this was bringing to my life on a personal level, but also how it relates to our success in business. So now my passion and purpose is to share what I've learned to help others reach their full potential and have real raw conversations with others in business so we can support one another to tap into our own unique superpowers. I'm your host, Deb. Let's get started. Hello and welcome to The Real Deal with Deb. I'm excited today to have on Anushri all the way from Delhi, India. Anushri, thank you so much for taking the time to be with us today. I can't wait for the little tidbits and experiences and wisdom that you have to share with us today. So welcome.
Thank you, Dev. It's such a wonderful experience to be with you on this podcast, The Real Deal with Deb. I'm so excited to be with you and talking to you. It's been really, really great knowing your ways of thinking and getting insights from you time to time over
Oh,
LinkedIn posts and our communication through we have had communication over Zoom sessions as well. So I'm really happy to be here with you today. Thank you so much for having me, and looking forward to the
oh,
wonderful
great.
conversation we are going
All
to have.
right. Well, you know what, Anushri, thank you so much for those beautiful words. I really appreciate you. And I want to get started by asking you, now, you grew up in India, in Delhi, and I would like for you to share with the listeners, um, how was as a little girl growing up where you are? What stands out in the positive ways that really influenced who you have become as a woman? And also, what obstacles did you face as a young girl that you can see changes slowly happening where you live?
Yeah, sure. I would like to share those aspects of my life, early childhood, and the way I have been brought up in India. Well, growing up as a girl in India is both exciting and challenging, and it's also positive and negative both, mainly due to diverse cultural, social, and economical factors. So people in India have had this kind of mindset for very quite a long time, wherein they would consider girl child as a liability in the family and not something to feel celebrate about. This is what I have noticed when my daughter was born. Then also these aspects were there. So there are good things, there are bad things, there are pros and cons of everything is there. So I would like to share the challenges that a girl faces usually here in our setup is like, a girl child is often used to be seen as a liability and groomed to be sent off to her marital home
Right.
and mostly around their marriage, the parents will think a lot about those aspects. How will she get married? She should know this, she should be skilled enough, all that stuff. From birth, many girls bear the brunt of gender inequality and stereotypes. they are treated inferiorly compared to boys. And this I can say, recently there was one of the events, I had attended, in a very famous motivational speaker was delivering his talk. And during what he was mentioning, I found a very disturbing factor when he was mentioning that, I have been brought up in a family where boys are more valued, and uh, this is the reason why I got an opportunity to study well in a good school, whereas my sisters could not get that opportunity. And because of that, thankfully, because of that, I got to a place where I am today.
Right.
So
So,
that was
yeah,
pretty.
you're bringing up, and thank you for sharing, because, living in Canada, right? And I've never visited your beautiful country, but it's shocking almost for me to hear that this kind of, like no equality, or very little equality, I guess I should say, still exists. And, change is slow, obviously, but why do you think it's taking so long for change to happen in a more positive way that makes women, able to go get the education and study, able to, get into the fields that have not, career fields that have not been available to them for many years? Like, why do you think that change is so slow? What is preventing change from happening in your point of view, Anushri?
Well, I would like to mention that this situation was prevailing close to 2 decades back, in a more profound, in a more strong manner. Whereas in today's time, things
Mhm.
have changed drastically. Girls are getting good education. They are being considered for roles where only earlier only males were allowed, like armed forces, um, roles where, you can say, uh, engineers roles, and all sort of difficult tasks, even girls are taking up pilot's job. And they are considered, right now you can experience and evidence this change in the mindset of people, that they are trying to encourage girls and women far more than before. It was 2 decades back, things were very different, and I was mentioning about that time when the things were considered as, women are, our girl child is a liability, but
Mhm.
not now. These
Okay,
days things
good.
are changing a lot. Yes, uh, excuse, there are certain places where you'll see that it's not that adequate, and things are not that women friendly, and rather abusive at some places. But majorly things are taking good shape, and the women are getting better education and better prepared. They are getting prepared, they are getting empowered for better jobs, better roles, stronger positions in the society. They are getting support from their families. So things are changing, Debbie. It's not
Good.
that we are suppressed, or girls in India are all suppressed. They are coming out of that kind of shell and picking up their choice, roles of their own choices. They are
Okay.
feeling
Okay.
more empowered these days.
Wonderful.
So,
That's wonderful. Like, you know
yes,
what?
I would also like to mention, which
Yeah.
you asked me,
Yes.
the challenging part and the exciting part, or
Yes.
positives. So, positive, I would like to mention that here you will see, girls are like the mm, they are very good at creating great family bonds. So strong family bonds can be experienced when you visit India, and girls have been continuing with this remarkably well. They are able to keep families in a very good bonding, and cultural richness is there, like art and craft, music. All these things are liked by people here, which girls are taking up as their passion, career choices. And it makes a real difference in the entire society and community in India. Educational opportunities are there for them. Then empowerment initiatives for women are taking place in a very, very strong manner. So, yeah, I would say
Wonderful.
things are better now,
Yes.
but yes, uh,
Still
discrepancies
ways
are
to
still.
go. Still a way to go. But you know what? I'm really glad to hear that, Anushri, because again, when you live in another country, and let's face it, media is the one that typically, has the script of what they put out. And unfortunately, we hear, I think, not living there, more negativity than we do the positives. So I'm really glad that you shared that the women are even, more celebrating and embracing their culture, their passions are, able to be, looked into and developed without feeling that, oh no, I can't go there. I can't do this. So I'm really happy to hear that changes are coming. It's happening. It's just, again, like anything, it's going to take time, but good to hear. Now, I want to get right into, you are a life coach and you specialize in helping others understand what emotional intelligence is. And I myself really believe in, you know, continually upping our EQ skills, short form for emotional intelligence. And I think both in business and in personal life, it really does help benefit us in so many ways. And I would like you to share with us how did you get to become a life coach? What made you decide, you know what, this is what I want to do? Number two, um, why did you study emotional intelligence? What made you understand and realize this is something that I really want to understand, learn, and share with others?
Very well put up your question, Debbie, and it's so relevant in today's time. It's like, knowing and being aware of what exactly we are here for,
Right.
how we can make a difference and collaborate and contribute from our side in a meaningful manner. In my 23 years of professional journey, I have always felt, Debbie, that I I know I'm blessed about learning uh, great deals while going through variety of life experiences. Sometimes they were really tough, challenging, like a roller coaster ride.
Yes.
And when I look back and realize that, like me, there are other people also who are facing similar kind of challenges, and they try to deal with those all alone. They cannot, some of them cannot rely on everyone and count upon them for help. And it's very difficult for them to come out of that kind of difficult situation. Especially they feel alone, and feeling alone and loneliness is so difficult.
Yes.
It starts hampering a person's mental health. So this makes me feel passionate about offering my services as a coach, because I have also felt the similar way during my regular work years. And that support was missing, which I am willing to offer to professionals who are struggling alone, who are trying to find a way which works for them, and who are looking for a support which is judgment free, who doesn't judge as such by looking at the cover of the book and judging
Right.
about the contents. That kind of person, if somebody has, they can have confidence and talk about their vulnerabilities. They can talk about their real problems, and
Mhm.
even if the coach is not suggesting and advising them directly, they can listen to their problems. They can be with them for that specific time frame, and they can you know give them the support, give them the moral that kind of uh, support, you can say, wherein a person feels safe.
Right.
So I am willing to offer that feeling of safe space, that feeling of being someone like a buddy, a help, a support, who can assist a person who is in need, who is going through a tough time and not understanding what exactly they have to do, and it's taking time for them to come out of a tough situation and finding a solution. So being a coach, Debbie, it gives me a lot of opportunities to connect with people when they approach me, that my being equipped with ICF level competency coaching skills, I truly enjoy facilitating growth and transformation. And I am sure you also know how we coaches thrive on those aha moments when we
Right.
help someone
That's so
remove
well.
barriers and build confidence.
Yes, you know what? So I just love what you just said, Anushri. Like we are, in a society right now, I feel there's so much more pressure, I think, on us. We're being pulled in so many different directions. We have, I think, even more responsibilities in some degree on, just because of the state of the economy, because, the cost of living is higher and higher, and the affordability of even buying a home in most countries is getting out of reach for a lot of us. So I really, really love what you said about you create a safe space. There's no judgment, that we're all human, and that we all need to be able to understand how we're feeling, why we're feeling it, and you help your clients with that. And almost like in a way, it sounds, Anshri, that you're there to support and help, but you also help guide them to understand their feelings and to work that out and how to cope with their feelings. Because really, I think emotional intelligence is that in a nutshell. If you please let me know your thoughts. But I think it's acknowledging your own feelings, understanding your own feelings, and therefore being attuned to other people's feelings, right? Am I pretty
Very
pretty
true.
thank
You
you.
have got it so rightly, and you have, explained it in such a crystal clear manner, wherein feelings are involved. And through empathy, we understand how the other person may be feeling, because at some point of time, we may have also felt the same at a maybe at a different degree, but that feel comes, that feeling is a very important part. So when
Mhm.
you come to when you asked me about emotional intelligence as one of my key subjects, I would say that yes, before emotional intelligence, let us first talk about emotions and feelings a little bit, like you just mentioned. Would you like to discuss about that?
Well, I think, I love that you have that ability to understand that everybody is different. So what works for one, it may not necessarily work for another. So I love the fact that you don't just dive into, well, this is what you should know or you need to know and study this and this. you start at the basic area of how are you feeling? Why are you feeling this way? And and a lot of times we don't know why we're feeling the way that we're feeling. And
Yeah.
sometimes, right, it takes a neutral party. This is where coaches are very beneficial in my book. That, as you said, with a good coach like yourself, there's safe space to just say what's on your mind, to acknowledge where you're maybe not, connecting within yourself. Because I think when you're disconnected within yourself, you can't, there's lack of ability to be able to connect with another. Now, and again, I nowhere near have the experience that you do, my friend, but I've learned over the years of being in business myself as a woman realtor that it really is, it's taught me a lot about myself. And this, you're right, emotional intelligence, without realizing it, I studied it along my journey in business in some ways. You know what I mean? Like understanding how important it is to be listened to, understanding, like you said, like how are we feeling? Why are we feeling this way? And how can we choose to feel differently? And how can we, really absorb and understand and let others be authentically who they are, good, bad, or indifferent. It's so important. So thank you for what you do, because I really feel that there's even more need for coaches like yourself that have the ability to just, be there in a capacity that, Anushri, that they do feel safe. They do feel that they can, be their authentic selves with no judgment, that you're there not just to help them learn how to develop skills, but to also be there as a sounding board for people. Because I think so often, Anshri, we feel, even in this hustle bustle society that we live in, so often many of us don't feel that we're being heard. That people are so busy that you almost feel, like bad, or you shouldn't ask anybody for help. And that's so sad. So I really, again, I can't tell you how much I appreciate the work that you do. And please, for those that are listening, Ashari, she is a wonderful, wonderful woman that has so much wisdom to give, and she can be found, I want to just mention right now, on LinkedIn, and we will post at the end of the video where other areas she could be found. But we're not done yet, girl. There's still some things I want to go over with you about. You are in the process of writing a book, and I would love to hear, why are you writing the book, and what is your book going to be? What is your book about?
I am so happy that you mentioned about my book, which is under process at the moment. I have been writing it, and the book is more about, foundational principles of encouragement. Um, this is something like, I truly believe that encouragement helps tremendously. It helps the lives of those who feel that they can contribute to this world in a meaningful manner. If they are encouraged, they will come forward. They will come forward to help others. They will find meaning in, offering their help. If they are encouraged well, they will do it for sure. And if they are not encouraged, they will try to do it, but it won't be that effective. So encouragement helps everyone, the giver and the receiver, and collaborative efforts. This is basically collaborative part of life, wherein we like, I found you, and it's so good to see that you are such an encouraging person. So it gives a very good feeling and very profound sense of feeling valued. And this
Yeah.
is what we need to do for others. And my book revolves around all this. I have, included some of the chapters, and I would say that encouragement is a powerful force, and it can uplift and motivate us for taking up more important challenges than just being concerned about ourselves.
Yeah. That's
So,
what, but you know what? I'm sorry to interrupt you, but please say that again. That is like that is a drop the mic moment. You know, it is so much more than about being consumed with ourselves, right? You know,
yes.
encouraging others, helping others. Like we, you know, God knows we need this more in our world now than we've ever needed it. So I can't wait till your book is finished, and hopefully that'll be in the near future. And I appreciate again what you're doing as far as giving insights, sharing your wisdom. And, you know, we are in a society right now where we need to come together, be connected more instead of disconnect, because we've seen, I think, a lot of disconnection in so many ways, on so many levels over these past, you know, several years. So I, again, appreciate what you're doing, and I can't wait. When you finish your book, girl, I will have you back on this
Thank you
show.
so much, Debbie. It
Absolutely.
gives me a very good reason to complete it fast.
There you
Complete it
go.
fast
I
and
can't wait.
publish it.
I can't wait. Now,
Thank you.
before I let you go, there's one more question I would love to ask you. If you could go back and share one wisdom, one thought, one lesson you've learned in your life with your younger self, what would it be?
Debbie, I think, before that, I would like to mention a few things more about my book, wherein I am mentioning that the first thing that comes with encouragement is smile. And I truly believe that it costs nothing. Smile is what? If smile is a gateway to resourcefulness, right?
Mhm.
And self encouragement is a wonderful way to align our own resourcefulness and energies. For example, if I just say that these phrases, I just say, we are almost halfway through on the path of collaborative success. If each person understands and say that I am the best, I can do it, I am a winner, God is always with me, today is my day.
Oh, I
So
love
this is
that.
giving me a self encouragement, right?
Yes.
And connecting this with your next question, I would definitely like to go back to my younger self, tell my younger self that smile, it opens up the doors of opportunity, clears away all the doubts, and empower our well-being. So don't miss this profound act of smiling.
Oh, that's beautiful. That is so beautiful. Like, you know, Anshri, you really are a bright, shining light. And I know that you're helping others uncover and discover their own unique gifts. And, you know, I can't thank you enough for what you do. And as a woman to woman, yeah, I just love what you do. I love what you stand for. I love your shining light. You are making a difference. And yeah, that's, you know, what more can I
Thanks
say?
a lot, Debbie. And I let me just share my feelings for you. It's been really great looking at your posts, which is like always around the uh, aspect of being more kind, more considerate towards not only humans, towards animals also. And cuteness overloaded posts are really very much
Oh, thanks.
cuteness overloaded. And I really thank you for considering me for your podcast today.
Oh, you're welcome. And I thank you for, you know, just being who you are, you know, like it's a beautiful thing. And I think this is, we're going to end this on a positive note too, because as a woman, I really feel that women are like wine. We just get better and better and enriched and full bodied. and we have so much to give. And so I encourage women that are listening. I'm not a spring chicken. We're all getting older, and I just feel that it's time that women embrace their gifts, their strengths, their passions, and share it with everyone. And just, you're right. Let's help make this world a better place through connection, through sharing posts about happiness and joy and love. I know it sounds cliche, but you're right. It does make a difference in one's day. Like you couldn't have said it better with your, the gratitude, the kindness that we can offer one another, and the support and encouragement. So thank you, my friend, for being on today. I really, really appreciate it. And for those of you who are listening, I will be sharing at the end of the post below all the ways you can contact this wonderful, amazing woman. Anushri, thank you so much again. And for those that are listening, keeping it real. Thanks for watching. Until next time. Thanks again for taking some time out of your day to spend it with me. If there's a topic you'd like me to discuss, please reach out at therealdealwithdeb@gmail.com. If you've enjoyed this episode, I'd really appreciate it if you left me a review. And as always, keeping it real. Until next time.